Welcome to my segment of Spooktember. Let me share with you a tale of this poor chap here. Let me put him down and I shall tell you the story of how he got in this mess to start with. Come close, closer. Right, nobody's listening. Right, this is the story of Sir Leonard Basket. Sir Leonard Basket was a Victorian speaker, raconteur and socialite. He thought he could talk for England, and so he did. One night he decided in a very large dinner party that he was going to challenge the world record for continuous speaking. You may think it's easy. I don't think it's easy at all, but he did. The room was full of people. The king was there. The queen was there. There were princes. There were dukes. It was full of royalty and social. He began speaking. He had to speak for 16 hours, 59 minutes and 58 seconds. He started, he talked, he talked, he talked. He came just up to the record, was just about to go over the record, and the king coughed. He stopped, realised what had happened, and had a heart attack and died. So Leonard is now talking, but he will talk to the ghosts for you and for me, if you ask him nicely. Bye for now. So you've heard the story of Leonard. This is what the machine looks like without the light on. Let's go somewhere less spooky, and I'll tell you how I made it. Okay, so you've heard the tragic story of poor Leonard. I'll show you how it's made then. Okay, come down here, Mike. Okay, so, turn him on. So we have an old tobacco tin, but these are actually new tobacco tins. They're like you used to get.
Old style tobacco
tin, that's the word I was looking for. It has, these are what you use in bookcases to put the shelves in.
Chicago pins?
Could be Chicago pins, can't remember what they're called. Called of the name from something.
Or is this a Chicago pin what you use on a scrapbooking thing? I can't remember.
No, I can't remember either. Okay.
Cotter pin.
Cotter pin, that's the one. It's a cotter pin. Then we have a Medite backing piece, which I've painted in the lovely copper from indigo blue. Then we have the little, obviously the mini switches.
Love those little toggle switches.
And then I just open it up and you see the battery goes in there, so that's the red from the battery, and that's from the LEDs. So it switches on the live side.
Very good.
So the live is where it goes on and off. All the neutral are together, the black ones are together. So we switch there. Okay, we have, fasten that up. We have one green LED. Okay, these are the knobs that I buy. Excuse the word knob. It's
Dial,
that sounds better. Yeah, so these are, and what I do is I put a long 3mm bolt in them, and they're actually bolted onto the back through the little flat dial.
All right, so these actually can turn.
Oh yes, they all turn.
I know sometimes the ones that you've done, do they go up to 11?
Of course they go up to 11. They go up to 12 actually.
Got one better than Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah. And then we've got the skull itself, Leonard. That is one that Mike has poured for me, and if you have a look in there, let's turn the light off, you can see he's dirtied it up with, is it wax you use, Mike?
Sepia wax, yeah. It's the Finnabair Alchemy wax, the sepia one.
And then the ring underneath, the black ring, that is MDF painted, just with the black gesso from indigo blue. What you can't see is underneath here, there is a black ring of MDF with an acrylic disc in it.
Clear acrylic.
Okay, so these are normally the opposite way up. These are gantries that you put light fittings in, glass shades. You tighten them up. They're normally stuck in the ceiling the other way up. Yeah. So the gantry sits in them.
Yeah.
So it grips them.
Very clever. And that's a brass, like an antique brass effect.
It is. It's an antique brass effect. So that is where Leonard lives
To
now.
tip it up fully.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Love it. And can be worn on the belt.
Has the loop to hang from your belt? Yes. Or a corset.
Or a handbag.
Indeed.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.